Hey guys, there's been a couple days where it's rained pretty heavy and the truck bed, it's been leaking. Hopefully this will help you guys out that are having issues with the bed of their truck leaking. I'm going to spray it where the top of the tonneau butts up against the top of the glass of the truck. See how much water leaks into the truck bed. When my husband corrects the seal on it, we're going to see if we get an improvement.
Looking at the back of this tailgate, you can see where the water is coming in and staining the back of this panel, the bed of our truck. You can tell exactly where the water is leaking. We've got some in the middle, maybe a little on the side. If you take a peek up underneath here, you're going to see this foam stripping that is not well placed or seated. One part here looks like they ran out of stripping, used a different strip, maybe glued it together. Got another piece just hanging down, not even glued or taped. So let's remove this cap cover, take a peek under there, see what kind of foam stripping is behind there, how it's seated, how we can fix it or improve it to make it better. There's a big gap between this cover and the side panel of the truck. I may add some additional weatherproofing foam in between here and on the other side as well. To remove this aero cover, we're going to remove 2 screws, a T30 size screw bit. So use a T30, remove these. Also, you're going to notice some gaps. If you lose this bolt while removing it and it falls in between these gaps, you'll probably never see it again. Extra caution when removing that bolt, I would stuff a rag down in some of these crevices. If the screw falls out of your hands, it's not going down to the abyss here. You got a way to retrieve it. Take extra caution. Do not strip these. I would personally use only hand tools to remove these. Try to stay away from power tools. You don't want to strip this bolt. All right, guys, remove these 2 T30 bolts. Set them down here so I don't lose them. To remove this cover, lift up from the back side until you hear it snap off the guides. We'll do one side, we'll come over here, we'll do the other. Okay. And we'll kind of help guide it all. First, we're going to check this rubber seal. Make sure that this seal looks good. I don't see any damage. It should be a little flexible. Everything looks okay here. It looks like the adhesive has fallen off or it's not sticky anymore. I'm not too sure what happened. Looks like they ran out of stripping, grabbed a new roll, cut it, re-stripped it. This is almost guaranteed a leak spot. It's not even cut or sealed properly. I'm not sure this whole foam seal is on properly. We need to put something in between the glass and the roof of the vehicle to seal it so that rubber gasket bond or squish into this foam seal to make that tight bond, that waterproof that we're looking for. What I've decided to do is I'm going to remove this foam strip that came standard from the Cybertruck. I don't feel like it's given us a superior type of seal, weatherproofing. Our surface is now clean. I removed the foam strip and I saved it in case I need it later. I used alcohol wipes to remove all the dust and debris in this crack. Make sure it's clean. The rubberized gasket that we're going to put in here is going to have a backing, a sticky backing. We want to make sure that it adheres to the metal without any of the dust that was in there. This allows the seal on the top of our truck to fit in between these 2 rubber pieces. I want this piece to be inside the truck, in the crack between the roof and the glass. And I want the rubber seal to fit right in the middle. And then I want this piece right here on the outside. So we should have a really tight waterproof seal. We're back at the Cybertruck. We've got our weather stripping. So what I want you to do is line up that center bead with the edge of the roof, okay? And we're gonna tuck this inner edge inside like this. If you have a popsicle stick or Even a quarter would work if you don't have anything similar to what I'm using. What I'm doing now is I'm going to tuck it in, push it in all the way. I want that backside to kiss the top of this roof, this glass, pretty snug. Then I'm going to pull it back out until I see that bead I was talking about and line that up with the edge here. I'm going to do this all the way down the Cybertruck. It should be sticking out from the glass slightly. You want to have that little bit of sticky edge hanging off. We're going to put a bead of caulk underneath of here, additional waterproofing. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow the seal on our plastic roof piece to go inside, and it's going to bend this bottom piece and create a really tight seal in here, okay? Hopefully we're not going to get any water leaks after we do this. So I'm just going to run through this. We're going to remove some of the stripping. What I'm doing now is I'm going in here with my stick and carefully stuffing this a little farther in to get that waterproofing seal. Just tucking it in lightly. You don't want to rip the inside of this. This stick is nice because I can press down to really get that adhesion on the sticky bottom. Everything looks good so far. Pretty happy with it. Looking like it's got a real tight seal in there. On the bottom, I'm going to run a bead of caulk underneath. You'll feel a little bit of stickiness from the sticker on the bottom side, just slightly hanging over the edge. And that's okay. That's what we want. I'm going to do a test fit. All right, here we go. Got our seal here. Everything is pretty tight. Really like the way this turned out. We've got some gaps right here. I think I'm going to go back in with some more foam tape. I've got some other foam tape that I may use on the side of this bead right here to improve those waterproofing properties. All right, this is the important part. So underneath, we've got our new seal. It goes all the way across. It looks really tight. Looks like it's kissing the top of this piece really tight. So that's good. That's what we want. Tighter the better. I'm going to put a bead of caulk right here on the underside. You can see it's still some adhesive that overlays the metal body here. That's okay. That's what I want because I want that bead of caulk, a weatherproofing seal, to tighten everything up here and seal it in good. I just wanted to show you what I did here. It was a pretty good sized gap. Water could creep in, seep around the side here, and get some leakage down to the corner of your truck bed. I wanted to seal that up. We're here to improve the leaking of the Cybertruck truck bed during rain or washing. I noticed this gap. It's got to help. It fits really well. Actually perfect. I put that on both sides. The only thing I kept original from the start is this foam right here. It's about a 3-inch piece of foam that I kept. This originally came with the Cybertruck. Really pliable, really squishy. I kept it on this outer edge because when you put the original aero cap back on, there's not as much room. It's really tight. So when it butts up against this, it's got to compress quite a bit to seal. This is really squishy. I did tuck it inside this flap right here. Cut about a 1/2 inch longer. Tuck it in. I'm going to apply some sealant on the inside of here. Some of that flex glue sealant or any sort of caulking, just to give that extra seal for any runoffs, right, to get at the bed of your truck. It fits perfectly. I'm really excited about tomorrow. I'm going to seal the bottom with that bead of caulk that I was talking about earlier in the video. I'm going to seal that bottom piece. Just put a little bead down here. I'm going to let it dry overnight. Tomorrow, we're going to redo the first video that you saw with all of that water coming into the truck bed. Hopefully, I don't get drenched. Everything looks really good. Confident about this. All right, guys, here's the finished product. Added this additional rubber sealing to the sides, both sides. Used the original foam tape on this piece only. Tucked it in about a 1/2 inch to the new rubber gasket. sealed it with some caulking on the underside. So we've got new water sealing for the bed of the truck. We're gonna put the aero shield back on. Kind of press it in firm. Here it clicks. Same on the other side. I'm just gonna give the whole thing a little press to get that seal on the aero shield here to kiss up against the new rubber gasket. Everything looked really good, really tight. Even the sides look well protected. I'm excited to see what this does. I'm gonna put the bolts back in and then we'll do a test. All right, guys, we're back. I'm gonna climb up and hopefully we don't have any leaks. No leaks, not one drop. Everything worked out good. Top seal looks amazing. Super watertight.